Hello and welcome back to another video. Now I'm super excited for this video. Number one, I bought a new car, and number two is I'm very curious about what you guys are going to think about it. Now I said in the last video that I bought a new car and that it's not another Benz, but it does have an inline 6-cylinder engine. So I'm going to get this car out of the way so that we can move that one in here. There it is. Ew. Already leaking oil. And there we have it, guys, the new project car. So this is a 1999 Ford Fairmont 4-liter inline 6-cylinder with around 220,000 kilometers on the clock. I'm not too familiar with Ford terms, but I'm pretty sure they call this the AU Falcon. And from what I've seen, these things look like a hell of a lot of fun. It might not look like much, but in there is what it's all about. In all honesty, it's not a bad place to be. Very luxurious. It seems like a pretty solid car. I'm guessing it was in a front smash or something because the airbag popped, and you can see there's been some work done up front. And then also it doesn't have an ECU. Big oof. But I removed the standalone ECU quite recently from the Benz because I want to redo all the wiring in that. So hopefully we can figure something out and make this thing work in the Falcon. Before we get into all of that shenanigans, I do want to give this thing a proper clean. You guessed it, we'll be using my very own Clean It All product, so let's get into it. Now that we have the car all squeaky clean and free of any 8-legged surprises, I went ahead and got a battery on it just to see what it does. What? To my surprise, the engine actually turned over, so I went ahead and did a compression test. All the cylinders look fine and have decent compression except for cylinder number 4. We're hoping that's just because the car was standing for who knows how long, and hopefully it'll fix itself. I'm not too worried about that right now. If I have to, I'll just drive it on the other 5 cylinders. Then I do have all the plastics in the trunk to cover up this area and everything over here. We'll see what we can do. I'm not too worried about that. I just want to hoon this thing around. Moving on, I'm gonna throw you guys on the GoPro and get started on taking things apart up in the engine bay, because I want to start figuring out how we're gonna get that standalone ECU to work. Don't mind this, we all gotta have dreams. So last night I finished taking everything apart so I can get to most of the wiring that I'll need for the power mode standalone ECU. And then I also got the injectors out to test them and also give them a clean at the same time. They did seem a bit dirty, but other than that, they seem to be working very well. And then I'm just saying, but it seems like the M271 injectors that I'm using in the Benz will also fit in the Ford. And as we all know, we got a very comfortable 250 kilowatts out of this thing. I've also been sourcing some parts in the background for this thing, new bearings for some pulleys, a complete new pulley. But yeah, haven't forgotten about this one, still my baby. I do want to spend a little bit more time on the Ford because I'm pretty sure I will be able to get the engine to start up on the ECU. It'll basically be the same setup as this. One big question mark I have at the moment though is if the automatic gearbox in the Ford will even shift if I get the engine to run. So I have no idea if that'll even work, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Doing the ECU wiring and all that takes a little bit of time, and I do want to spend some extra time to just show you guys how it's done and how I do it and if it'll even work. I got it to work in this one, so it should be totally doable. The next time we'll get started on that. Just one more thing before we end this video off. I know to most people the Ford looks like a pile of shit.
That is one big pile of shit.
But let me tell you what, I'm more excited than a kid at Christmas time for the potential that that thing has. So if you're still watching up until this point, please remember to like the video. I would really appreciate it. And for now, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.